Hello and welcome back to Klosmi Commentary. We're getting into preview 30 after week off. We had the international break.
Yeah, we did.
Very profitable international break. Quite happy with how that went down. Go Poland. And yeah, well, first of course we'll have a look at week 29, which was a while back now, but we've still got to go through it because good week.
That's what we do.
Yeah, it was a good week. It was a good week. All good.
The first game was Crystal Palace, and they defeated Watford 1-0. Now, we got this one wrong, but we did say if Crystal Palace keep a clean sheet that they would win. And that happened. But we went with a draw and we got
it. Yeah, the money went on the draw.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did say to keep the clean sheet. Yeah.
And they did.
They got the job done. Now, the next game, Bournemouth took on Swansea. We said Bournemouth were going to win. We were expecting probably a few more goals, maybe Swansea to get something, but Bournemouth shored up the defence, got the job done.
We're
and
expecting like a 4-2 or something.
Yeah, like but Bournemouth got the job done, clean sheet as well, and
yeah,
correct.
Good win.
Yeah.
Tottenham took on Southampton. They won 2-1, and look, it was going to be a tough game for Tottenham. We expected it, but we expected them to grind it out. That's what they did.
It basically happened exactly as we said it would, and got another one right. Then in game number 7, Sunderland took on Burnley, and Cos, did we say this was going to be a draw?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
That's right.
Game number 6, Middlesbrough lost to Manchester United. We expected this to be a draw, but a couple of things changed. Karanka got sacked.
And we got to know Manchester United's result in the Europa League, and of course, the injuries and stuff like that. To be honest, we wouldn't have probably changed our prediction, but what we have noticed is that Middlesbrough seem to have taken on a new approach, so we'll see how that develops.
They're a bit more open now, so...
Yeah, so we'll see how it develops in the next few games. Game 5, Everton hosted Hull, and we got this one just about perfect to a T.
Called it. They're absolutely...
Yeah, Everton all over them, 4-0.
Got the clean sheet
Even
as
clean
well.
sheet, so...
Yep, straightforward win. West Brom versus Arsenal. We expected Arsenal to bounce back and get the win, but... things just aren't happening for Arsenal this time, and West Brom they'd not credit to West Brom, they had a very good win, but we're just going to have to reassess Arsenal basically.
Yeah, they're not playing as expected, and
I mean, what can you do?
Going to have to look twice next week. In game number 3, a bit of a surprise really, rising up the ranks, West Ham hosting Leicester. We got the right that West Ham were going to put up a fight here. They were going to be up for this game, and they were, but Leicester were just that little bit more ahead of them.
We did not get Leicester right at all. After they had their greatest night in their history in their Champions League, they
kept going.
They kept going. They came back. They won 3-2.
And confirmation, Leicester is definitely back now.
Yeah.
Look out, Premier League.
Yeah, Champions League. Our second game, Stoke and Chelsea. We got this one right again. Chelsea picking up the win. Stoke were very good, don't get me wrong, but Chelsea just kept pushing and pushing.
They almost got the draw, but close but no cigar.
Yeah, Chelsea won again.
And our number 1 game in the previews was the number 1 game in our review. Manchester City against Liverpool. What a game. Another top game.
It was a good game, and we did call the draw.
Could have easily gone either way. Liverpool... plenty of chances to take that game. Manchester City had great chance to take.
They did. But
probably had a few penalty shouts that could have gone their way, but didn't happen. Either way, stars aligned, and we got the draw. And another one correct, giving us a plus 40 cents for this week. So, very good haul. So now we're going to jump into the previews, but we're going to change it up a little bit this week. We're going to go through this a bit faster. We're going to go with a new format. We're just going to go through 3 stages very quickly. The first stage is we're going to get a baseline for where these teams are at, what the expected result is, essentially. Then any extenuating factors that might affect the particular matchup between the teams.
So it's just matchups, any special records that the teams may have against each other.
And if a team's particularly prone to draws or losing or something like that. And then last, we do an intensity check, which isn't very relevant this week because we're coming back from international break. Everyone's reset. But that's how it's going to be from now on. So we're going to start off with game number 10, Watford against Sunderland. Now, our baseline has Watford being better than Sunderland, so starting really with a Watford win, not necessarily by much. So on top of that baseline, Sunderland have a particularly loss-prone record on the road. They just love to lose. I don't know.
They are not comfortable at all.
Not comfortable. Both teams will be refreshed after the fact. Both teams need to win this. Watford won't feel like they're out of the relegation scrap quite yet. And Sunderland are clearly right at the bottom, so they're really going to need to come up for this game.
The other thing is Watford are a bit better at home as well. So
that makes them harder to beat, and in a game that's probably going to go one way or the other, Watford should take this one.
Yeah, Watford win. Moving on now to game number 9, Swansea versus Middlesbrough. Now, Swansea are a bit better than Middlesbrough at the moment. And Middlesbrough, with a change of manager, they're now a bit more sort of aggressive, played them more open, a bit more of an open approach, but we don't know how the effects will be in the long run.
It's only been one game, so we're not certain, but it appears to be the case.
After the international break, obviously the teams have reset. It will hurt Swansea a bit more, just because they've had the momentum, and Middlesbrough are trying to gain some momentum to get back into the...
Yeah, they didn't have a good end, Middlesbrough, so that'll help them rejuvenate a little bit. Swansea might blunt their momentum a little bit.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we're going to go with our judgment call and say Swansea should have enough to get the win. They're a better side. They're at home.
And how they've been playing so far this season, we're going to back it for this one. Game number 8, we've got Southampton taking on Bournemouth in what is a derby, essentially.
Yeah, the South Coast.
And our baseline has Southampton a fair bit ahead of Bournemouth. Now, in this game, there's a few things weighing down Southampton. They've got a lot more internationals in their team. Also, both sides will be hampered in their momentum that they had before the international break. They're both on pretty nice runs. Southampton is not really a side to lose at home, but Bournemouth is a side that tends to lose on the road, so they've got that going against them. It's a bit closer now, but it's probably still going to go Southampton's way.
They've just got more quality, really, in the end of the day, and them being at home and Bournemouth losing on the road, we think that edges it enough for us to back Southampton in here.
But there's enough things weighing down Southampton that there's a bit of doubt there.
Of course.
Draw could happen. It's a derby. Bournemouth will want to get back for the last visit. They're going to be up for this game, but we're backing Southampton to get through on quality.
That's it. Moving on, game number 7, Hull City taking on West Ham.
I want to watch that one.
It will be very interesting, but at the end of the day here, Hull at home and West Ham are kind of on even pegging, just in terms of the quality. And Hull at home are a decent team. They're not easy to beat. They'll get results. And West Ham just concede. They're still conceding goals. Hull don't get beaten at home very easily. Yeah. That's the thing.
So West Ham have to be quite good to get the win, but at the same time, Hull don't necessarily win that much at home.
They don't win much.
They're not bad, right? They'll beat teams, but you
yeah.
need to be a pretty bad team, and West Ham just have a bit too much quality in there.
They've got the scoring power not to lose this game.
Exactly.
But they'll concede enough not to win either. So
we're thinking, high scoring draw, which means really this could go either way. This could be a Hull win,
easily,
and this could easily be a West Ham win. They might want to make up for that loss to Leicester just before the international break. But the reset helps West Ham a little bit as well. It stunts their bad momentum they had just before the international break. Hull don't really care. They've just been, trying to get as many points as they can, but both sides will have the intensity to probably match each other and get a draw. Game number 6 pits Burnley against Tottenham. This is a funny one because we've actually got as our starting point Burnley and Tottenham on even pegging, based on obviously
why?
The magic of turf ball.
Yeah, that's right. They haven't played there in ages. Actually, Burnley, but
and Tottenham, and Tottenham are deceptively, let's just say, unproductive on the road.
They don't lose games, but they do have a high drawing rate away from home.
And they don't win that often. So
also, Harry Kane's not there. Especially on the road, that has a massive
You need to be a very good away team to beat Burnley, and Tottenham haven't shown that this season. That's been their Achilles heel this season. Their home form is sublime. Top 2 up there with Chelsea, and it's just really been their away form. And Burnley, good at home.
Can't fault Burnley at home, really. They're a completely different team.
Tough to beat.
A completely different team.
And we were actually thinking about the Burnley win for this one, to be honest.
We were, but
Tottenham have a reputation for drawing on the road.
They do.
Their wins and losses are basically split 50-50, and they've only lost against really strong teams. The only teams that Tottenham have lost to on the road have been Chelsea, Manchester United and Liverpool. 3 really strong teams, obviously. Of course. Tottenham have enough intensity, we feel, to save them.
And they're defensively sound as well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
The other factor was Burnley at home haven't beaten the top 6, basically. They've gotten good results, they've challenged them, they've gotten a few draws against them as well.
Yeah, well, they beat Liverpool, obviously.
Well, they did very early,
And they beat Everton, top 7, but they haven't beaten the rest. bit torn, bit of a strange one. The people would think that Tottenham are strong favourites here, but we're probably thinking a draw is fair. The international reset also helps them. They'll be getting itching for a home game. They haven't played one for a while, and they're going to be they're going to really be up for this one.
Yeah. Game number 5 now. Those Foxes, Leicester take on Stoke, and look, Leicester are back.
Yeah,
sure. The international break probably doesn't help Leicester because they were getting the momentum back. But
killer
look,
momentum.
They are back, and in this form, they're better than Stoke. They're especially at home.
Jamie Vardy scored in internationals as well, so that might actually help them a little bit.
Yep. And we've found an interesting fact that you may have missed. Leicester, once they get ahead, that's it. The game's over. They have not conceded an equaliser since this whole season.
Yeah, this whole season. Premier League, Champions League.
It doesn't matter. When they get ahead, that's it. So if they get ahead here, Stoke, you may as well just pack it up early, go hit the showers, go home.
Stoke also don't have the best reputation on the road. They find it a bit harder to score goals, and that's working right into Leicester's favour here. Yeah. If Leicester get ahead here, and we think that they will, the intensity they're going with,
the way they're going at the moment, they're back. I think they're back.
I mean, look, this isn't the guarantee by any means.
Stoke's a capable team. They're playing good football as well, so we'll see how it goes, but we're edging for Leicester in this one.
Game number 4, we've got another interesting game, very important game. Manchester United taking on West Brom. Also very strange, Cos, don't you think?
It is a bit strange.
Well, our baseline obviously has Manchester United above West Brom. They're above them in the table. They're playing at home. They're a better team. However, extenuating factors lead this to be a very interesting proposition.
Look, United at home...
They don't lose,
which is fine, which is great. They don't lose. They don't necessarily win as well, and that's the kicker here.
Yeah, they're split basically 50-50 with wins and draws. In fact, they're just ahead on the draws. And it's really concerning for Manchester United. And the reason for that, or I think anyway, is because they just don't like having possession of the ball. Whenever they've had to have most of the possession of the ball, they've not been able to dominate games. They have a lot more prosperity on the road. They win a lot more games. They lose more on the road, obviously, but they're just more comfortable without the ball, and they want teams coming at them. West Brom probably won't be doing that.
You wouldn't think too much in this game. I mean, they'll take their little chances where they think they can go forward, but generally they'll be quite solid, and they are a solid defensive team.
Yeah, they're a decent rep on the road as well. They've only lost 3 games on the road, and they've been coming to the stronger teams and making them work for it. Yeah, and this will be no different. There's a very good chance here for West Brom, and to be honest, we have to really back the draw for this one.
It's weird because United are a better side,
and
the other thing is
if it was a reverse fixture, we'd probably go with the United win.
Yeah, we probably would. But the other factor is Ibrahimovic isn't there, and that's a big loss.
And they're missing a lot of players. Smalling's out, Jones is out from the warm-ups to friendly. Like, England, what are you doing with your players? But look, it is what it is. Mourinho's not happy, but
he's never happy.
Look, they've got enough depth in their squad that they might be able to. People are just hungry for games and get another win here. But we feel like it won't be quite as much of an embarrassment to us as the Middlesbrough game. They're just doing the towel. They were awful. Yeah. But we're going to put this one there for a draw.
Moving on now to game number 3, Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Now, obviously, we all know Chelsea's far superior than Crystal Palace. They're at home. They're too disciplined. Look, they don't know how to lose anymore. I mean, look, last week or 2 weeks ago against Stoke, they had a draw at 1-1, but they didn't want the draw. They kept pushing for that win, and they got it.
And they're not going to give up until they've won the title. Yeah. Until it's a mathematical impossibility, they're going to keep going. And look, I'm pretty sure it's a team from London that starts with C, and that team is Chelsea.
Yep, Chelsea win.
Game number 2 this week. We've got some really nice games at 1 and 2 this week. The Merseyside derby. Liverpool's taking on Everton, and our baseline has Liverpool far better than Everton, only on home form and Everton's away form. If it was reversed at this stage, I'm pretty banking on an Everton win here.
Everton, they've been phenomenal lately. We can't. There's no denying that.
Yeah, they're in the top 3. They've won their last 5 straight at home. But they're not at home this week. They're away from home. Liverpool's at home. They're playing much better than they were.
Well, they are at home, technically. They just got to...
It's only a couple of k's down the road.
But yeah.
Everton haven't had much luck in the last 5 games. They've been holding off teams, but they haven't been playing the highest calibre of teams on the road. They showed just before the international break against Tottenham that they're not quite ready to stop one of those top teams.
No, well,
and although Liverpool are...
Well, to be fair, Tottenham are formidable at home.
Yeah, Tottenham are formidable at home.
The other thing is Everton are playing like a top 6 side right now, and Liverpool sort of specialise in that. They don't lose.
And last time Liverpool played against Everton, it was the same thing. It was a cagey affair. It wasn't one of those typical games where Liverpool played against, Bournemouth, Burnley, Watford. Oh, they haven't done that yet, but that's probably going to be ugly. Hull City. They take these teams on. They go a bit harder against these teams, but with teams like Everton, they treat them like a top 6 contender, and they're going to be... Well,
it's a derby as well.
And it's a derby.
That's
so this game is going to be intense from both sides, and it's going to be heavily in Liverpool's favour because, well, at home, just against these top teams.
That's the only difference.
They've been putting them away. The only team they haven't managed to put away this season was Manchester United, who parked the bus in both games, and Chelsea, who they played at a time when they were losing everything.
Well, they were struggling, weren't they? And
at home, they just know how to get the job done, and that's really what's pushing this one.
That's what's pushing it to Liverpool. It won't be easy. It'll be a tight game.
Never easy.
It's never easy.
A derby. Everton haven't beaten Liverpool at Anfield for almost 20 years now, and they haven't even...
Has it been that long?
1999-2000 season. Everton haven't beaten Liverpool at all for the last 5 seasons, I think it is. So
any Everton fans wanting to go, maybe stay home. And
no, go. It's a great atmosphere in these games, and it doesn't matter if they're not going to win.
20 years.
But if they win, it'll be incredibly satisfying.
Yeah, you got to go. Actually,
you got to go.
I'm a pessimist. Go.
It'll be a great game. Yeah. We're going to watch it because it's the early game, but we're expecting Liverpool to come through on top.
And finally, our number 1 game of the week.
Massive
2
game.
top 6 teams. Big one for Arsenal here versus Manchester City. And look, the baseline, they're about even.
Yeah.
We expect Arsenal.
Arsenal,
away City, they're about even.
Once again, reverse these fixtures and Man City to win all the way.
It's the other way around. Now, we've got no idea how these sides will come back. Obviously, international break. Yeah. A lot of players on their squads have international fixtures.
Arsenal will probably be a bit thankful. They had a bit of a bad run before the international break, and maybe they'll have a bit of time to recuperate. Although having their players all go off to different places doesn't really give them time to bond, and just about their whole squad's gone off to play international, so it's not good for them. Same with Manchester City, but definitely stemming that bad momentum can't do them any harm.
It can't. It has to help them. However, despite Arsenal's struggles, Man City are still not convincing us away from home.
Yeah.
Despite all this, though, both of these teams don't draw. Arsenal would like to win at home. Man City don't draw away from home.
And Arsenal, just on that note, 23 games now without a draw in all competitions. That's quite impressive.
They don't know how to draw. They either give it up or they win.
And Manchester City, they haven't drawn on the road yet in the league, so that's an interesting fact in itself. They're the only team that hasn't drawn yet on the road in the league. The thing is, though, the games that Arsenal loses generally are on the road for them. They don't lose much at home. Obviously, that game against Bayern Munich, we'll just forget that ever happened. Just the way that things have rolled, we feel like there's got to be a draw at some point, and this could be that game.
This is our main argument for Arsenal. This is a game that Arsenal typically wouldn't lose.
Yeah.
Right? When they lose, they come up against teams or good teams, very high intensity teams, and they don't see it coming. They don't expect it.
Well, first game of the season is Liverpool. They lost the dome.
They just they weren't ready.
And that Watford game, I still don't know what happened, but
Watford got some ridiculous goals.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
In this game, Arsenal are surely going to see this coming. I mean, they need surely surely they'll see it coming. They need the points. I mean, their top 4 hopes are in tatters if they lose this.
They're in tatters anyway, but
they're on the edge. And City,
they've been improving a lot. We've said that they're unconvincing, but they've definitely been improving since the start of the season.
Well, unconvincing away from home.
Yeah. They're still developing as a squad. They're getting used to the way Pep Guardiola plays.
I mean, look, this goes without saying. This game could go either way as well. Easily.
We can see Arsenal taking this one. We can see Manchester City taking this one.
Of course.
But
we're actually, despite everything we've said and how these teams don't draw, we think they're going to draw.
So that wraps up game week 30.
Yeah, it does.
We'll see how we go this week. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. There's a lot of value out there. There's a lot of those home games with those teams that don't really get much love from the bookies. Yeah, well, your Swanseas and your Bournemouths.
Even Burnley in this one.
Yeah, Burnley. We'll see what happens. But thank you again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you give us a like.
Yeah, please.
And share it around.
Yeah, share it around. Just show people what we're doing and.
Yeah, and check it out. Check out our Facebook as well. We haven't been too lively on that, but we still post videos there. And keep an eye out for AFL things coming around. Promise we'll get that out soon.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a midweek as well this week, so we'll be a bit quicker on that one. But thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you for a quick one for the midweek.
Yep, see you then.